So 2025 is a very exciting year when it comes to games, and we're going to be going over a top 10 list of all the most exciting and most anticipated games that are still yet to release later on this year. So let's get right into this list and see what you guys have to think about this stuff. So number 10 is going to be Nintendo's Metroid Prime, which has been a very long awaited game. Now, if you guys don't know Metroid, it's actually been a thing for a very long time with Nintendo, and it is something that's going to be coming out later on this year, which fans are going to be dying for because Metroid itself, personally, is a very fun game. I've played a lot of them myself, and it's something that we could be looking forward to later on this year. Now, I don't have a Nintendo Switch itself, but I'm sure with game emulators on the PC, we might actually be able to have a chance to experience this amazing looking game, Metroid, coming later on in 2025. Let's look up to the next. So number 9 is going to be Pokemon Legends Z through A, which is going to be a very awesome game. Why? Because we're going to finally get our open world experience expanded upon even more, which a lot of games are doing these sandbox games for a long time now, and something we could be looking forward to if you guys are interested in Pokemon, which honestly is a super popular thing out there. Me personally, never really got into Pokemon, but an open world adventure with all that stuff for the actual fans out there is going to be really exciting, I think, to where people are going to be able to play possibly this multiplayer game with all of their friends in an open world environment like GTA or something like that, but it's going to be Pokemon? That's going to be crazy. All right, let's move off to the next. Number 8 is going to be a super exciting title. We're talking about Elden Ring Night Reign, which is going to be the sequel of Elden Ring, which I believe way back in 2021, Elden Ring actually got Game of the Year, which gave the company enough revenue to continue on with this series, which I believe is like kind of like a Dark Souls series. Now, Elden Ring, if you guys have never played it, I really suggest that you go out there and play that game. It's a super awesome RPG, open world environment where you're going to be battling tons of different bosses, unlocking different items and other things like that as you travel across the map on your adventures, killing all different types of craziness. Elden Ring is definitely going to be something that you're going to be seeing later on here this year on my channel. We are super excited about that, but let's move off to the next one. So number 7 is a game title called Light No Fire, which is going to be a super huge, I believe, multiplayer game that's going to be set in an open world environment where we're going to have dragons. We're going to have the ability of building our own buildings, I think, by gathering resources and stuff like that. It looks pretty immersive, and the map itself looks gigantic, and I can imagine there's going to be some epic battles in this game. So it kind of looks like you're rolling around with like 3 other people or something like that, like it's you and a group of 4, like basically a group of 4 people, adventurers going across the land, battling dragons, looking for gold, building up empires and other things like that. I don't really know too much about this game, but just from the visuals itself, looks like a very exciting game to play with a lot of exploration in this massive world game where it looks like one of the best abilities of flying or going around the map is going to be using a dragon or something like that. Totally cool. I love RPGs. Now let's get off to the next title real quick. Now, number 6 is going to be a very popular title within the gaming community. Whether you play it or not, we're talking about Sid Meier's Civilization number 7, which is going to be the next installment of Civilization. This has been a game that I believe started on PC a very long time ago, probably before you were even born or I was even born. Yeah, so this game allows you to build massive amounts of cities and other things like that, and then actually get to go in and like play as stuff. I don't know, once again, if you guys have ever got to experience this, but the game footage basically tells the story of what the gameplay is going to be. Now, regardless, once again, if you guys being able to play this title or not, it made the list because, once again, Civilization is actually a very popular game within the world and the gaming community, even though something that I don't particularly like itself and isn't really my forte, but still, it made the list for number 6. Super exciting to look forward to all these games. Let's move off to the next. Now, number 5 is going to be one of the most exciting titles that's going to be coming out later this year, which I know a lot of people are super excited to get their hands on this, which we're talking about the brand new Marvel's Wolverine game set to appear later this year in 2025. I believe on all consoles, but the one that I've seen it on mainly being promoted was like PlayStation and probably Xbox. We don't know too much about PC at this moment, but once again, as we start to hear more news coming out from the actual gaming company itself, then we can know like what's more going on here, when the actual release date is going to be. But I know this for a fact, Wolverine by far is one of the most popular and liked characters in the actual Marvel's franchise itself, mainly because I think his powers are like probably the best powers themselves, like the fact that he's got this adamantium claws that come out of his hands, and then he could just like use those as weapons, and then also if like he even gets shot, he can just automatically heal. Like you could shoot Wolverine in the face and he would be okay, and there's not many superheroes out there that you can do that with a gun. So from there, you guys, we're moving on to the next one. Now, number 4 is going to be Assassin's Creed Shadow, which is going to be set, I believe, in the 1300s Japan time area, and we are going to be having 2 protagonist characters, I believe, for the very first time that we're going to be working with here in the Assassin's Creed title, as I've been here ever since Assassin's Creed 1. The only one I've never played was like Mirage, but Shadows definitely looks awesome for an Assassin's Creed game. It's something that the fan base themselves have been wanting for years, and is most likely going to have a Ghost of Tsushima type vibe going around here in the game itself, but also Assassin's Creed. So you guys can imagine this, 2 protagonist characters that we're going to be able to play, more of a samurai style character, and then also there is going to be a ninja style character as well. So we could be using either or to be infiltrating, you know, dojos and stuff like that in Japan. Super exciting title, so let's move off to the next one. Now, number 3 on the list is a game that looks like it is Xbox exclusive until I can find out a little bit more information about this, but the game is called Avowed, which looks like a super immersive RPG style game, which has a Skyrim tone to it itself. The game, like looking at it, reminds me of playing Skyrim. So I don't know if you guys get the same vibe off of that, but once again, this thing looks like a super huge, massive game. I don't think it's going to be a multiplayer game. Once again, it just looks like a huge adventure in the realm of RPG, once again set in the medieval times, where you're going to be battling all different types of crazy creatures in a super huge open world environment, because this is something that people are craving more these days, is these open world sandbox games and Avowed. You guys let us know down in the comment sections. Let's move off to the next one. So number 2 is going to be a super exciting title, because we're talking about Ghost of Yotei here. And if you guys don't know or haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, this is going to be our sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, set 300 years after Ghost of Tsushima. So you can imagine all the stuff that was going on in Ghost of Tsushima, set in, you know, Japan and stuff like that, where the Mongols were attacking and we had to defend the island from all that craziness. Well, this is going to be 300 years later. Most likely, once again, yep, we are going to be in Japan battling foes, all different types of awesomeness, and you can imagine a huge open world environment. Once again, this is the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. If you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima and you ever get a chance to do that, play that before you play Ghost of Yotei, which we'll be seeing later on, hopefully this year on the channel. We'll be able to get this and do a playthrough itself. Super exciting title. Now, let's get off to the number 1 most exciting and anticipated title of all time in 2025. You already know what it is. The number 1 most exciting and highly anticipated game to drop this year in 2025. Yeah, that's right, folks. It is Grand Theft Auto 6. Later to drop, scheduled in fall of 2025. We still have a lot of more information to get, hopefully, from the company of when we can pre-order, when it's actually going to release itself, but it is still scheduled to release later on this year, and is the most highly anticipated game because this is the next series in the Grand Theft Auto series, which we haven't seen a Grand Theft Auto since 2013, so it's more than high time that Rockstar gets off their ass and gives us, the community itself, what we want, and that is Grand Theft Auto 6. So we can be looking forward to that and a lot of other amazing game titles. You guys, this was just a very short list of some of the most highly anticipated games and popular games. I would say there's a lot of other awesome games that are going to be coming out later on this year. So if you guys want to see more videos like this out of the channel, make sure you drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe for more content, go check out more videos, and thank you all for watching. Let us know down in the comment sections below, what game are you most excited about this year? But thanks for watching, and my name's GRAVESIGHT, and I'll see you in the next one. So peace!